Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 3.3 Notes. Today we are talking about writing an equation of a line if given 2 points. Our learning target today is to be able to write point slope and slope intercept equations of lines when given 2 points. Now, let's review real quick. So far, we've talked about lines with the equation y equals mx plus b. Okay, this is called slope intercept form. Okay, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, right? Okay, so some of them is y equals 1/2 x minus 6. I'm just giving an example right now. Okay, our other one that we've talked about is called point slope form. Okay, and that's y minus y1 equals your slope x minus x1. Okay, where m is your slope, and then we have a point, and that's x1 comma y1. Okay, and an example of that, y minus 4 equals 1/2 x minus 8. There's our example. Okay, now the key thing that both of these have in common, both of them we need a slope. And the other thing they both have in common, 0, 8, that's a point, and that's a point, okay? So things we need is we need to know the slope, okay? And we need a point, okay? Those are the two things that we need, and there we go, number one, okay? We need the slope and a point. What we're going to be having now is they're going to be giving us 2 points, and we're going to have to kind of figure out everything else ourselves. Like, Mr. Grice, how do we do that? Well, guess what? We've already talked about finding slope, okay? And that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So step one, we need to find the slope, okay? So when we're finding the slope, we always write that down, okay? Remember, the y's go on top, so we have 7 minus 3, and the x's go on the bottom, 4 minus 2, okay? So 7 minus 3 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, and anytime you can reduce it, you reduce it, okay? So good, now we found the slope, okay? So now we need to plug into our other formula. Might be like, oh, Mr. Grice, I don't know what to do because there are too many points to choose from. It really doesn't matter. Just pick one, okay? So I'm going to do this one right now. So we have y minus 3 equals our slope x minus 2, okay? So I got those 2 points from our 1 point, and there's our slope, okay? We worked on solving this yesterday. We need to distribute first. We get y minus 3 equals 2x minus 4. And to solve, we have to add 3 to both sides. And we get y equals 2x minus 1. That's our answer, okay? You're like, well, Mr. Grice, I'm going to pick the other point. Cool. You know what? Let's do the other point. Let's see what happens. Okay. We get y minus 7 equals, our slope was 2, x minus 4. Okay. So once again, our slope was the 2, and we get the 7 and the 4 from the formula, okay? So we're going to do the same thing and distribute, where we get y minus 7 equals 2x minus 8, and we have to add 7 to both sides. And what do you know? What do we get? Y equals 2x minus 1. Okay? No matter what, you're going to get the same answer for both of them. Okay? If you do the order of operations correctly. Okay? You get the same answer. You know why? Because it's the same line. Okay? If it's the same line, yes, you are going to get the same answer every single time. Okay? So, guess what? We're going to do it again. So, our slope. Remember, the y's go on top. So 2 minus 5. And we have 2, negative 4. So that really means 2 plus 4. Okay. We get 2 minus 5 is negative 3. And 2 plus 4 is 6. We can reduce that. And it's the negative 1/2. Okay. So slope is negative 1/2. Okay. I'm already plugging this in. So my y is going to go there. My slope goes right here. And negative 4 goes right there. So when we're plugging this in, we get 5, negative 1/2, and this actually changes to a positive 4. Okay? Go ahead and distribute. We get y minus 5 equals negative 1/2 x minus 2. And the next thing to do would be to add 5 to both sides. And we get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Now, if you're still doubting me, let's go ahead and do the other point. We get y minus 2 equals negative 1/2 x minus 2. After you distribute your negative 1/2 x, we get positive 1. And to get to y by itself, we have to add 2 to both sides. And what do you know? You get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Once again, we got the same exact thing. It doesn't matter which point you use. Okay? All right, so independent practice. Let's go ahead and practice. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point. Why don't you go ahead? Let's go ahead and see if you can find the slope all by yourself. Good luck. Okay, so when you do all that, we get m equals 1. Oh, and guess what, Mr. Grice forgot? That should be a negative 1. Okay, that would make a huge difference. Okay, now whenever I plug in, I always like to pick the smaller numbers. Okay, so I'm going to pick the first one. Okay, we've already had practice plugging into this, so I shouldn't really have to be color coding everything for you guys. Okay, when we plug in a negative 1, that turns to positive. Our slope is negative 1, and then we get 1. Okay, we need to distribute, and we get y plus 1 equals negative 1x plus 1. Subtract 1 to both sides, and we get y equals negative 1x. And just know that if you write it like this, both of these mean the same thing, okay? Because it could be, whoops, excuse me, it could be either one of those, okay? I like gray better. You can still see that it's red. Yes, I know, I'm a dork. It's no one's new to that information. Okay, number 2. You think you got it? Cool. Go ahead and do number 2 all on your own. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, I'm all done. Now, when you find your slope, you should get your slope is set to -1/2. But why did I do any of that point slope stuff? I'll show you why. It's because you've got a special point right here. Do you guys remember what that's called? That is your y-intercept, okay? If you have a point that is 0 and a number, hey guys, that's B, your y-intercept. You don't have to plug everything in. Now, if you really wanted to plug everything in, we can do it real fast. Oops, it's in white. Okay, so we got y. Let's do the first one. So y minus 3 equals -1/2 x minus 2. So after you distribute, you get -1/2 x plus 1. Add 3 to both sides, and you get y equals -1/2 x plus 4. So you can do all of the work for it all you want to. However, why do all that work when you can see something right away? Okay? So let's do number 3. Okay? So number 3, the first thing you always do is you start off with the slope. You do the 4, and that's actually going to be plus 10. And on the bottom, we got 12 minus 0. The top, 4 plus 10 is 14. 12 minus 0 is 12. And you always want to reduce that, okay? So we get 7 over 6. Now, do we have any special points? Any y-intercepts? Oh, look, right there, there's the y-intercept. Okay, so now we're done. Because y equals 7 over 6x minus 10. If you have the y-intercept, use it. Okay? All right, number 4, you guys are all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. For this one, I will start you off. You will need to find the slope, and you will need to plug into this formula. Okay, so pause the video, and good luck. Okay, when you're all done, you should get y equals -2x minus 3. Okay, let's do number 5. So we got m equals 6 minus 0. And then we've got -2 minus 2. So 6 minus 0 is 6. -2 minus 2 is -4. And when we reduce that, you should get -3 over 2 as your slope. Now don't get all excited, okay? Even though we're going to use this point, what that point is, that is your x-intercept, not y-intercept, okay? So we still have to plug everything in. And when we plug everything in, we get y minus 0, we get -3 over 2, and then we get a 2. So the nice thing is, in the first step, y minus 0, you can already forget about it, okay? And now when we distribute, Negative 3 times negative 2, or negative 3 over 2 times negative 2. When you plug that into your calculator, you should be getting a positive 3. Okay? And just remember, when you're plugging this in, depending on your calculator, negative 3 over 2, I would always put it inside the parentheses, and you're times it by negative 2, you get a positive 3. Okay? So that's our last answer. Okay, number 6, sorry, one more. On your own, pause the video, and good luck. Okay, I'm just going to write down the answer because it was y equals 4x. Okay, if you have trouble with that, you didn't get that, you need extra help, come see Ms. Carranza or myself. That's what we're here for. Okay, I don't know how many times I can say it, but come on in. Okay, well, that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 3.3 notes. Thanks for watching.